of that would be fun for the rest of us. So within those tight boundaries, I really encourage you to perform this evening because it's a hell of a good time. And people really appreciate it. That's what we're here for. I'm going to sing you a covered tune and hope that Jerry doesn't roll over in his grave. It's called Ripple by the Grateful Dead, and then I'll tell you a story. If my words did glow with the gold sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold them near as they were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know, don't really care, no. Let there be songs to fill the air, rippling still water. There is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. Reach out your hand if your cup be empty. If your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway, between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one can follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water. There is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You choose to lead, must follow. But if you fall alone. And if you stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would lead you home. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Well, I have a story to tell you this evening. It's about stealing. When I was a young guy, I grew up in Michigan, in a small town outside of Pontiac, which is a large town outside of Detroit, which is, as we all know, in the center of the universe. And everybody knew everybody where I grew up, and there weren't any dogs that were smaller than children. So all the dogs I knew were much larger than me. But we used to walk when we wanted to get something to eat, or when my mom needed some groceries, or we used to be sent down to the corner store, which is about a mile from the house, and we'd have to walk down this dirt road and get stuff to bring back in brown paper bags. And she would say, if she only needed a little, she'd send one kid. If she needed a lot, she'd send 2 or 3. If she needed a whole lot, she'd send the neighbor kids as well. And if we really had something heavy to bring back, like a roast, we'd bring back a wagon and pull along behind it. But so the point I'm trying to make here is that this was kind of a small place, and being a small place, we knew absolutely everybody who worked in that store, and they knew us, and they knew our mother, and they knew our father, and they knew when we were born, and it's all that good stuff. So it was a particularly poignant moment when it turned out that after months of picking up old bottles that had been tossed off by the road and bringing them in and saving up my pennies, I still found myself a little short when it came to buying a squirt gun at the corner store. And I thought, well, I really would like a squirt gun. And my friend had gotten a squirt gun the previous day and it nailed me good, so I was in a particularly good mood to have a squirt gun of my own and kind of let him find out for himself that I had one. But as it turned out, I didn't have enough money, so I did something I had never heretofore considered, and that was decided I would go and steal a squirt gun, being that they were fairly small and easy to conceal. And so I went in, to steal this squirt gun, and sure enough, the guy standing there behind the counter, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you. How's your ma? Fine. And I stood around this store for a very long time, going up and down, pretending I was looking at cookies and trying to talk myself out of it. But I eventually did manage to. To this day, I don't actually know whether the fella was, like watching me steal his squirt gun. But I did steal this squirt gun, and stuck it under my shirt, which I'm sure was a very clever disguise, being that it was a really tight, T-shirt that didn't actually cover my belly because it was about 2 years beyond where I kind of outgrown it. So I smuggled my T-shirt out of the store and managed to get maybe halfway home, and couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So well, now what am I going to do? And so I'd heard about the Foreign Legion, and I'd heard about I'd heard about Hawaii, and I figured there was always Paris or something like that to go hide out, so that I wouldn't get arrested and put in prison. I was sure I was going to go, but it finally dawned on me that there really wasn't any other alternative than to turn around and go back and tell the guy what I'd done, sort of throw myself on his mercy, which is what I did. I walked back to the store, kind of drooping like this and feeling really stupid and ashamed of myself. And walked in there with the thing in my hand and walked right up to him, and he's a really nice guy. He made out like, he didn't know anything that's going on, and I said, I think his name was, hell, I can't remember now. His name was like Mr. Burpee or something like that. He had a goofy name. His brothers ran the store. And he's, hi, Steve. Hey, well, I'm not feeling so good. Well, what's up? Well, I took this and I didn't pay you for it. Oh. So he sat me down for me. He said, why'd you do that? And I said, well, I don't know. I didn't have the money to pay for it, and I just didn't think very much. Yeah, okay. Well, he says, all right. You just, you go ahead. You go put the squirt gun back on the shelf, and he says, that's between you and me. You don't have to tell your mom and dad about that. You just don't do that again. I said, yes, sir. And you try to imagine this kind of interaction occurring in modern, 21st century Silicon Valley. The kid goes down, walks out with the squirt gun, and they frisk him and put him in the patrol car and take him down to the headquarters. But I guess the point of it was that if you ever find yourself in a situation where you've got somebody else dead to rights, and you want to cut them some slack, you might want to go ahead and do that, because in my case, I never stole another thing, and I remembered that man's kindness even to this very moment. So give that some thought next time you want to bust somebody for doing something that they shouldn't have done. That's my story. Let's see who you have for you.